Alright, what's up guys? It's Parnellyx, welcome back. We're doing another VOD review today, but this time it's not over Xylo in the jungle. Rather, it's Tokes in the top lane. Tokes is also an EUS Challenger Warwick player. He also got 1,000 LP this season, but he does it in the top lane. And yeah, so I know a lot of people that have been liking the Xylo VODs, but I want to look at Tokes because I've been playing more top lane recently, and I know he has some interesting takes on like how to play the early game. I talk to Tokes a lot. He says that he, you know, has a different approach to, or a different view on how Warwick is supposed to be played in some circumstances. So I do want to see what he does. I know a lot of times he likes to go for this really early like 1v2 cheese on the enemy blue buff. I'm not sure if he's going to do it this game. As we can see, he's going against Akali this game, and he is rolling with PTA. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And he's playing against Kabe, the LEC player. So the one thing is he's going PTA versus Akali, which to me just sounds not good. I'm not going to lie. I really am a big believer that grass is getting into Akali. But I am curious. It might actually just be broken. I don't really know. Maybe he's able to reliably proc it against her. But he's going D shield start as well. I think he doesn't go demolish like I do. Demolish is definitely very greedy. You don't really need to go demolish, but you can see he's just smacking her early on. So PTA definitely allows him to just destroy Akali in the early laning phase. That is one thing for sure there. If you're going grass, you're going to be trading even versus Akali. And he technically trades even there, but the important thing is he gets her really, really low. And now he gets all in on her. Sadly, the Lee Sin came in. That was just kind of unlucky, but at least he got the kill. He got the kill, and he also burned the ignite. That is huge. So even if, honestly, if he like didn't get the kill, just burning the ignite there is going to be huge for his laning phase, because that's really the only kill potential Akali is going to have, especially early on. Like once she hits level 6, sure, she has pretty good kill potential, but she needs ignites to kill you pre-6 really. So now he should be able to play extra aggressive. He still has his HP pot. He grabbed a long sword so he can poke her down a little bit harder. And I do want to see, like, you know, how he goes about approaching, like how he goes about manipulating the wave and everything like that. Like, how does he play the wave? See, I would try to, like, it's kind of hard here to really freeze because you need to kind of thin out the wave. He might try to thin it out. So the early laning phase was just focused on just out trading the Akali. He wasn't really focused on trying to hard push or anything like that, which makes sense. It's basically what I would do. And he just kills her. Just straight up walks up and kills her. Doesn't even care about that there's two waves hitting him. And he gets a set of freeze here. I think he's going to thin it out. Probably hold this. He's probably going to hold this and then... Well, I don't know if he he doesn't need a ward yet. He's going to need a ward in like 30 seconds or so when the Gromp comes up, because that's when Lee Sin's going to come up here. But Lee Sin really shouldn't be... yeah, you can see Lee Sin bot lane right now, actually, so... Oh, wait, never mind. He warded the bush. So, yeah, he doesn't even have a ward to place. Never mind. It's okay, though. I think he might have... Did he over-push that? I think he honestly over-thinned out the wave. So, that's my opinion. I don't think you need to, like, thin it out that much. Like, just because you have so much sustain in Warwick. And, again, Akali doesn't have Ignite up. I think it's going to work out fine. But I like to keep 4 minions just in case. Just in case I mess up and accidentally, I don't want to accidentally break the freeze, basically. And he just kills her. Wait, the PTA is actually like so good. It's so good versus the Akali early on, actually. I think later on it could be a problem. With her W and everything, and the fact that she can spam Q a lot more, but she really like can't like disengage him in the top lane with PTA. So he's just gonna hold the freeze, resets. He's actually going for Boric Rush, it seems. So he's got lifesteal, he's got pickaxe, going back top. So yeah, I don't know. The PTA setup here is actually kind of interesting. I'm actually down to try this next time I play against Akali. So instead of just trying to out-trade, just straight up just Q to out-trade her with the Q, he's just realizing, well, after her Q and her passive proc, she just has nothing. So I might as well just like run PTA, Q her, and then just auto her to death, because like, or you can force out her W. But the thing is, if you force out her W, it's on such a long cooldown that you can just do it again when she has no W, and then you just straight up kill her. And that's exactly what he's just been doing. He's up 2 levels on the Akali. The wave is going to start bouncing back, but he's level 6, and he's got barrier up. I do know she does have Ignite, so it can be a little sus. Lee Sin is mid, so now he knows. He just says Lee Sin's heading bot side, so he has complete free reign. And I think he might be pinging for this dive right here. Yeah, I think so. He's got Kayn here, and they're going to try to go for this dive. He's pinging his jungler for some help, and that's exactly what you want. Slow shove. And I imagine he's going to tank because he has everything up. He has barrier, he has flash, he has ults. Yep, he's going to open. Q, E to absorb the turret shot damage. He even got the Ignite out of the way. That is so huge. You know, when you're playing against Warwick top lane, obviously most of you guys are going to be playing Warwick. But if you're playing against Warwick top lane, or really any champion that heals a lot, you don't want to just casually throw out your Ignite and waste it like that just to kind of greed the kill, because now like Warwick gets so much control over the lane that the Ignite really inhibits Warwick from being able to play as aggressive as he likes to sometimes. Now, granted, Warwick is incredibly ahead, so it probably isn't going to matter a ton, but that is your only hope. Your only hope is to have Ignite and play off a kill there. Without Ignite, Akali is just kind of doomed. She has to wait 3 minutes for that to come back up. So he's going to push this in. It looks like he's just... The reason it seems that he stayed is because he's waiting for his Bork buy. He's like really close. Maybe he needs another wave or two to recall on his Bork, and then once he gets that, should be good. Yeah, Akali didn't have W's, so she couldn't really kill him there. If she has W, it can kind of make things a little bit difficult because he can't lifesteal off her, obviously, and he can't really hit her back. But this is just rough for the Akali. Yep, so he's got recalling on his Bork buy. He's gonna go straight back up there. I don't know what he's gonna go second. I know Tokes is the guy who told me about Even Shroud. He might go Even Shroud this game. I think you could go Turbo Kim Tank as well. Although this actually might have actually been before Turbo Kim Tank got. I think Turbo Kim Tank was actually pretty good, strong at this point. Didn't get nerfed or anything yet, so should be okay. So he's just holding the freeze. Notice how notice what he's doing with the wave. And he's playing so aggro. He knows when he's got a kill. He's not even gonna like try to give Akali any room to breathe. But he was holding the wave, so he was holding a freeze. And it just made it so that Akali, she can't farm. She can't farm without dying. And she didn't even like go for it. He didn't even wait for her to go for CS. He just waited. He just knew that she was just in a position where she just was dead. She just overstayed her welcome there. So he's actually gonna push this. So it looks like he was actually trying. Looks like he was indecisive there. I'm not gonna lie. I think he was initially wanting to freeze, but then he just decided, well, let's go ahead and push this out. I'm not sure what the thought process was there, but that is something that I do sometimes, where I'm like, oh, maybe I should just push it in after all. So he definitely, if he was gonna go for the push, he should have pushed it in sooner. That's for sure. He's actually gonna rotate to help his team. He's not gonna go for the plate. He's gonna ensure that they get the objective, get the guaranteed advantage, because the plate's only 160 gold. The Herald is a lot more in terms of value, including it can get you like 3 plates, plus it can get you a turret. Plus, it's worth gold next XP in itself, so. Wait, how much gold is it worth? I actually need to check that out. I think at this stage, though, if you are on Warwick, you're versus this Kali right now, you kind of want to... I think you want to play to slow push the wave in when your ultimate is up. So when his ultimate comes up, I imagine he's going to try to push in the wave here and then try to go for a dive. I think that's ideal. It is going to be a little bit tough diving the Akali, but you can kind of like do a little poking. So you can like, you don't have to 100 to 0 diver right away. You can go in, Q auto, tank a turret shot, Q auto, tank a turret shot, and then diver. I'm wondering if he's going to go for that. So I think he's going to hit the turret for the plate. I think he might try to... Oh, he's just going for it. Yeah, she has no... I wouldn't have actually gone for it yet. I really wouldn't have gone for it yet. I mean, to be fair, he did have flash, so he could have chased her down. But I would have probably tried to like Q her one more time before committing to the dive. But he just went for it. I respect that. But she had no W, so she had no escape. Yeah, he's just destroying her. I think right now you're just going to go ahead and just shove in the wave. You might... Do you go for the last plate yet? Like, I think right here what he should do... Now, granted, I don't know his gold, so that can definitely change things, but I think you push this in, and then you recall. Oh, he's going to go for a counter jungle. Oh, I love this. Yes. One of the best ways for Warwick in particular to get leads is by counter jungling, because Warwick is a jungler by design. So once you have, you know, a lead and you're able to kind of just walk into the enemy jungle uncontested, you just clear camps really well, you sustain through them pretty well. Like, they obviously aren't gonna like hurt you. You can still go back to lane and be completely fine. So he snags the Gromp, calls his Kane over to take the blue. And that's not just giving, you know, him golden XP and the buff. That's taking away from the Lee Sin. So not only is he beating his Akali now, he's also putting this Lee Sin behind. And 2 camps isn't a big deal, but if he does that a couple times, it's gonna add up like crazy. So he's gonna go for the recall here. Again, I don't really know what he's thinking. He's CSing, you know, he's going 10 CS a minute. Yeah, so he goes the Even Shroud. So the reason why Even Shroud is good on Warwick in particular, with Bork, you kind of need Bork because Bork gives you enough damage to, you know, warrant going it. So otherwise you just have 0 damage. But the reason why Even Shroud is good is just because it's just cheap, efficient tank stats. It's just really all it is. Like, there's nothing like crazy about it. Also, the damage amp works for yourself. So if you fear someone, you get the like 9% extra bonus damage, which is really nice. But the main like thing about Even Shroud that's nice is the fact that it's just so cheap, and the tank stats are very, very gold efficient. So if you don't really need the utility value of Turbo Chem Tank, or you don't need the ramping damage of Sunfire, you can go Even Shroud and be perfectly fine. There's a couple other options you could go as well after Bork. For example, I think Stride Breaker is actually good sometimes, but that's a little bit greedy. And you're going to be very, very squishy. So if you're trying to be, you know, knock it one shot in fights, Even Shroud is a great option. I actually haven't been going it that much recently, but I probably should go a little bit more. It's not a very fun item, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty boring and bland, but it is strong. And that's the important thing. But he's just staying in the side lane. But his team is up 4k gold. He got the first turret early on. There's nothing to really group for. I do want to see if he really like kind of like, I want to see if he tends to stay in the side lane or if he intends on trying to group when the opportunity arises. I like to group when the opportunity arises, because I just Warwick's tower taking potential is not very good, especially considering he's not running Demolish. So I do want to like see. Yep, so he's rushing, he recalls, grabs his boots, and he's actually rushing straight through mid. There's no reason to go top lane here. I mean, you could go top lane pushing the wave, but like, what does that actually do? He's strong right now. You want to actually push your lead when you have it. And because his team is ahead and everyone's kind of grouped up, this is the perfect opportunity. Nice key follow. Focuses down the Zeri. I mean, there's only two people you really need to focus this game as Warwick. He focused down the Zeri and the Lee Sin. Everyone else weak. Everyone else is very, very weak. And he's going for the collapse in the side lane here. Grabbing the pick. He still has his ultimate. Something Warwick is great with, top and in jungle, is just making picks in the side lane. He's great at picking off these people. And like, he's one of actually the best champions probably at this. That was a Parnellyx if I ever saw one, but that was just kind of because that had so much mobility. And he's not going to chase because he has no blood trail. He's going to let his teammates deal with that and just push it out. Yeah, I'd say like Warwick is like one of the best champions at just picking people off in the side lane. It's kind of similar to like, you know, like a Rengar of some sort. Warwick is a little bit slower at doing it, but he has better like dueling power, so he can actually fight almost anyone. 1v1. He just catches them out like that. So even though you're not jungling, it's still good to look for. He's just gonna push in this lane. I'm wondering if he's gonna try to kill this Lee Sin. It's not gonna greed. See, I'm greedy. I would go for it. I would ego. This is why this guy hit 1,000 LP this season, and I fell out of Challenger. I mean, he fell out of Challenger too, but he's Grandmaster, right? Like he didn't fall as much as I did. He's still close to Challenger. What is he going for his next item? I'm actually not really sure. Is it Dead Man's or Force of Nature? It's Dead Man's or Force of Nature. I can't think about which one it is. I think it's probably Dead Man's because Force of Nature I don't think makes any sense. They don't have much magic damage. I mean, he destroyed the Akali. She's not going to be useful for the entire game. I think it's kind of weird though. We'll see how it plays out. This might be like a little tech he goes when he gets ahead. It does make sense for a snowball item. The Dead Man's. Because you have a ton of damage, you just need to be able to run at someone without using ultimate. It allows you to hold ultimates for the follow-up rather than the engage. Again, side lane picks on this champion. Really, really oppressive.
Killing spree.
Sadly, we can't actually see what's going on with like the team fight over there. Oh, he kind of forgot about the blast gun. He probably should have gotten rid of that first. It's okay though.
Shut down.
Oh, his team just kind of got wiped there. Okay, so this is a game. This is a game he's gonna have to carry. His team's still ahead, but
Blue team has slain dragon.
it's not gonna be quite as simple as it really looked. It was looking very, very one-sided. I do think Warwick is really, really good in the team comp though. They don't really have any hard CC. They have like mobility in the form of dashes. But you know, Warwick with enough CDR can just Q follow people for days. And so that something right there that he kind of did is he burned his ultimate earlier than I would, and because he's gonna be able to chase them down with his W movement speed, and that's something like I don't do. And it sounds really dumb when I say that, but it's kind of the truth. If you can just chunk someone down and make them really, really low, and they have like no help nearby, you're just gonna be able to run them down, and it's not a big deal. Plus, it's got flash anyways, so you might as well just use the ult early instead of just trying to save your ultimate for like an execute. There's no point in saving your ult for like an execute or your Q or something like that. So he's staying in the side, so he's gonna push out the lane after making the pick. He has no ult, so it looks like he wasn't really looking on, or maybe he just didn't expect the fight to really break out. But the enemy team is just hard pushing mid, which is kind of crazy, honestly. So he gets a meaty flank. It was kind of just gifted to him, but Like, sure, you know? Nice. Snags that. 3 people are dead. You definitely go for Baron here. Is he gonna go for the chase down? See that? Is that gonna work? It doesn't work. That was a bit much. That was a bit much. The flash commitment, like the ult commitment I get, but the flash commitment I think was a bit much considering it is a Zed, and he can just, as you can see, to W. I think his plan though was he wanted to surprise the Zed before he uses his W, and then uses Q to follow. But it's still risky. Fine. His team, he still creates space for his team to just safely take the Baron. Kane's able to tank it, so his team is fine there. Oh, he gets his thing canceled. Oh, so he walked through. His team was recalling right behind the wall, but they had his back. Oh, the Q follow me, Lee Sin. That's on the Lee Sin W right there. His ult's coming back up here soon. I think he really should be taking the flank around the edge. He's trying to chase straight into this area, but I don't think he's ever going to find an angle there. Now he's just He's dead. He is very, very dead. Did he go? Oh, Tristana. Oh, Tristana. She's having a great time now. I'm wondering, did he go Presence of Mind? It looks like he just like went pretty fast. So I'm wondering if he's just going Triumph, not Presence of Mind. And that right there is why I think Presence of Mind is so crucial on Warwick, because the extra healing is nice, right? Can help you survive sometimes, but people are going to be applying anti-healing to you a lot of the time, so it isn't going to be as impactful. And the extra, like having mana is the most important for Warwick, because that allows him to heal. Yeah, so you went with Deadman's Plate. I kind of like it. Like, I never like thought about this, but I kind of like it actually.
Killing spree.
So he's just gonna come to his team. Again, no reason to really come in the side lane. Notice he hasn't really farmed much recently. That's because he doesn't have to. It's fighting time. There's no item you're farming for. You're not like a Kale or something, right? You're not trying to play for a certain power spike. This is your power spike. You're strong with the enemy team. I'd always say, like, Warwick's power spike is when he's stronger than the enemy team. That's how I describe Warwick as a champion. If you are stronger than the enemy, that is your power spike. It doesn't matter how many items it is or whatnot. That is the power spike you have. So you want to be proactive during that time period. I don't even know what happened right there, or how they lost the fight there. He just popped off. So he's got to really try to hard focus this area in these future fights. She's the only one that can actually pop off in a fight. Zeds can maybe get a kill. Lee Sin can maybe get a kill, but they're not going to really like take over the fight. Zeri's the only one that has the potential. So he needs to try to get onto Zeri if he can. The bad part is she has both suns up, including exhaust, which makes things really, really tough for a champion that's so kitey like Zeri is. He's going into Titanic Hydra next as well. He wants the extra health, wants the wave clear.
Red team has slain the dragon.
I think other options you would have. Honestly, Titanic Hydra seems pretty good here, just because nothing else really stands out. Like, he could go Frozen Heart, he could go Death's Dance, but neither of them seem too insane, really. I'd say the only thing that seems kind of nice is like Death's Dance, but even then, that could be meh. Honestly, the enemy team or like Zeri is going to be like too kitey, so going something like Death's Dance isn't as good because the bleed effect delays your W movement speed from coming off. So if you want to try to like disengage and re-engage, it becomes much tougher. It's a bit of an anti-synergy. It's actually a problem for Warwick. That's why Dust Dance isn't like his best item, but it's still good, obviously, in some situations. Just make sure that the enemy can't like poke you down or cut you out too much. Dust Dance is more of an item for Warwick when you're all up, and it's all about like actually, you know, like a hard engage is occurring, or the enemy team is very, very bursty and one-shotty. The enemy team is pretty bursty, right? But his main target is going to be the Zeri. That's all he has to really deal with. It's not a Fed Zed or a Fed Akali, it's a Fed Zeri. So he needs to try to build according to what is going to be best versus the Zeri. He's just going to focus the front line because he doesn't have an angle on the Zeri there. So he's just going to try to go onto the Lee Sin. Sadly, it did manage to get away. So yeah, Zeri's target number 1, but Lee Sin's target number 2 because he is very strong and fed. Dane didn't get his ult off there. Just sad. They really probably should have won that fight. Like, Lee Sin just should have died. Ooh. Like to see the camera pan. Okay, so then they got rid of the Akali. She's 1 in 11, but she has 2 items somehow. I'm not sure how she's like that strong. Like, she's not like super strong, but actually she's pretty weak. I'm not gonna lie. I guess everyone's 3 items. So maybe she is just really weak. I do feel like a 2-item Akali, regardless, is still like pretty relevant. So it is good to get her out of the way. Akali is a champion that's never really like completely out of it, even when she falls behind, just because she's so obnoxious with her W and she has pretty good base damage. Nice. Okay, so just gonna focus on the Lee Sin. Again, the easy target. He's target number 2, but he's a free pick, so you're gonna just take it. There's no reason to overdive. Now he's looking for this. There we go. The Q behind, the Q through the Rakan to get onto the Zeri. And he's sticking with his team. This is something Xylo does a lot too, where he just like, they really stick with the team. I guess you could just call it playing smart. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm just an idiot because I like don't do that enough. I play like more like an assassin, kind of on the outskirts a lot. But I guess, you know, at this stage in the game, the team fights, you just want to stay together. I'm just an idiot. That's what it is. I'm just an idiot. That's the problem. It's a good strategy in the mid game sometimes, but when you have the advantage, just stay together. There's no reason to try to force a creative flank or anything like that. And I definitely do that too much sometimes. Or I try to go for the big play, is how I describe it. I always try to go for the big, like that big best outcome play instead of the most reliable, guaranteed advantage. He's just gonna peel. With Tristana there, she's strong. I mean, Warwick's not like the person 1v9ing these fights, right? He has a lot of help from his teammates, so playing around his teammates makes a lot of sense. If you are the sole like carry, then you kind of do want to play your own game. You do want to, you know, try to go for like the best outcome for you. But the game just isn't revolving around Warwick here. It's revolving around just like his group, his team as a unit. And it makes it really, really difficult for the enemy team to have any opportunity. Keep in mind, this was also pre-nerf Zeri. I don't know how many nerfs she's had since then, but she was really, really OP right here, so it's gonna be really, really hard for him to actually find. Like, this is when she was just moved too fast and did too much damage.
Red team double kill.
This team got 2 kills. So he's just gonna grab the dragon here. He has no ultimates, so he's just gonna go for the objective. I mean, that's the thing about Warwick. Without your ultimate on Warwick, your fighting potential is limited because you get kited so much a lot of the times. So unless your team really like desperately needs you. Oh, that was a nice Q follow on the Akali right there. Sadly, she manages to come away with the kill. And the shutdown on the LeBlanc. Gold reset though, we'll take it. I'm curious what his last item's gonna be. So he's gonna do a little counter jungle here. This team comes back up. Probably gonna take that, take Gromp, push out top lane. Maybe place his ping forward and then reset. He's gonna walk with the rel. He's not even gonna show up top. And try to make a pick with the team. Oh, nice. Oh, he just ulted for a con. I don't even know if that was that intentional? He was trying to ult this area. I think he was trying to ult this area, honestly. Also, I always forget about Deadman's plate has that slow. Yes, this is pre-nerfed area, as you can see. She was a tad too fast. A tad. Tristana's fed. Can't outrun auto attacks. Ranged auto attacks. You can't outrun melee auto attacks. Nice. So I think right here he should be looking to get the top lane turret. Oh, he's actually going mid. Well, actually, you know what? No. This is definitely. I guess it really depends on his gold. Like, I would go for the top lane turret if it gave me an item here, but if he's able to crack, like, sieging the tier 3 is always the hardest. So now his team can actually get the inhibitor, and then they can rotate to the side lanes afterwards. So this is actually definitely optimal. I was just thinking about the gold you get from the tier 2 turrets, but I don't really know how much gold he actually has in this situation. Just gonna recall. Oops. I wanted to fast forward. He's not gonna recall. Or he's gonna take this and then he's gonna recall. Right? Like, he's gotta have enough gold for a last item, right? I think that's what he's hunting for. I think he's hunting, he needs like 80 gold or something here. So he's gonna go over here, grab Gromp. Reset. Wolves 2? What's he buying? Okay. I think he'll just like to recall here. Oh, he's going with Sins. Gives him some damage, some MR. I don't really think that... Well, the MR might be actually pretty good against Zeri, because she does do a decent amount of magic damage. Or at least she did. But it's mainly just for the damage, the DPS. Whitsun's probably one of the best final items here. You could go with the GA as well. I think GA would actually be good for the final fight. I mean, yeah, there's nothing really to say right there. Oh yeah, he's just murking everyone. Gets the auto off to finish off the Akali, even though she was dashing. 15, 3, and 14 enemy team FFs. And it was just a complete top gap. So that was Tokes. Let me know if you guys want to see more.